Hey folks, let's talk about credit. Okay, so this ain't working right. Looks like my head's crooked. Anyway, so um, I've had Southwest Gas for, let's see, since 2013. Well, in 2013, I went through some hardships, me and my family did. So we had to get assistance from the state to help us pay for our deposit, which we're very grateful. And the state will tell you that is a one-time gift that they give you. Okay, that gift when the the services are terminated, you get your deposit back. Well, within that time frame, I had to move. We lived at a place for 11 months. We had to move because the owner of the house said he was a contractor, but unfortunately he wasn't. He had the wiring was really bad in the house, so we called um, code enforcement. They come out and wrote the guy up, and um, so we wound up moving. The next place we moved to, we was there for what, almost, I think it was 2 years, 3 years, almost 3 years, I think. Um, anyway, so we transferred our services. And with Southwest Gas, they supposedly, when you pay a deposit, they're supposed to give it back to you in 12 months. Well, they didn't ours because they said that we had moved, and so the deposit had to go with us. So I said, okay. During that time frame, we also fell hard again because, when you're disabled, you don't get a lot of money a month, as y'all know. At least some people don't. Um, Some people are getting, 300. I know somebody's getting $350 a month from Social Security disability. Yeah. So anyway, the second place we moved there, like I said, we was there. I think it was a little. I know it was over 2 years. But anyway, so a medical facility wound up buying the whole area. Um, so we had to move. And the last place we moved to, we was there for 16 months. And I know you think I'm moving a lot, but I have. But finally, the third place we was in, after 16 months, there's massive amounts of mold in the walls. Yeah, we was getting sick because the adjacent apartment that we was in, them people moved out, but the sprinklers on the outside, the maintenance guy said that it was washing the stucco off the wall and it was going into the adjacent apartment for a long time. And so the adjacent apartment, they come to cut a hole in the wall, and the maintenance guy claimed there was nothing there. But I stuck a camera up in the wall. It's got where you can record on SD card, and it's a mechanics scope, is what it is. It's got an LCD and it's whatever in color. And I bring the other maintenance guy in there. He was a Spanish guy. He was very nice. Um, and They was very nice. And so the second maintenance guy, he could barely speak English, but he did tell the manager that there was mold walls. So the owner says they'll give us so much money to move, which wasn't a big amount to move on. So we wound up moving, and so I called Southwest Gas to inquire about my last bill and my deposit. And I'm going through this whole process, and they're telling me that um, first one claims that the first representative, I'm sorry, that I spoke to, she researched it, had me on the phone for damn near uh, 39 to 40 minutes. So then she said that there was no deposit ever. And I said, yeah, there is. I said, I have record because of the state helped us pay for it. And the state does not accept that back. That is a gift that goes back to you. Looks like I am. I'm very grateful. So the second representative, she's going through this whole process, and she tells me that we got it back, that we had services when we first started services. We had service for 3 months, and I called in and had services canceled, and I said, I don't think so. And she got very nasty and rude, and I said, you owe us a $260 deposit. And but all these representatives are telling you they cannot look past 2 years. They cannot look past 2 years, but they're able to see that you paid a deposit, but they can't find a deposit, or there was no deposit. That don't make sense. So if you do the math from now to 2013, that's more than 2 years. So they kept claiming that they couldn't go past 2 years. So anyway, to make it short, the Southwest Gas representative, this was on May the 6th when I called in. And this person claims, well, I'm going to contact my supervisor, and we're going to get all the total billing from there to now. And what we're going to do is we're going to send it to you in the mail to your new address, which I don't have to have gas now. It's all electric. And I never received nothing. So I called in 11 days ago and went through this whole hassle again. And one lady said she was from the corporate office. She was very nasty. Very nasty. And I just blew it off, you know. So I called their customer service instead of their corporate office. And the customer service was very nice, and she claims that there was a deposit, but it was given back after 2 months. And I said, no, it wasn't. So I started speaking to this unnice person that works at the office, corporation or whatever. And she said, well, you know, you didn't have service after June of 2014. I said, yes, I did. So she turned around and says, well, get me proof. Well, I've got proof that I had services after June of 2014 continuously. And I called them for an email, and they won't give me an email to send this to. That way I can prove that they didn't give our deposit back. But anyway, so when I transferred my service to my second address, I asked this person, I said, if I didn't have service with you guys, how did I transfer service? Oh, you didn't. You had to have services cut on. I said, really? Then if that's the case, then how come it is that y'all would ask for a deposit? Well, the person who turned the services on for you did you a favor by not charging a deposit. What a crock of shit. So I read on the internet that there is some other people that has not got the deposit back. So apparently after 2 years, they claim they cannot see back that far on their computers, but they're able to see you pay the deposit, and they're able to say that, you know, they sent it back to you. So I asked him, I said, show me a check. Show me a check, you know, a cash check or a deposit check, and they don't have no record of it. And what's really funny is that they claimed in June of 14 I canceled service, and they give the deposit back on June 2014. So I got this woman on the phone, so I decided to play a game, and I called customer service, and I said, yes ma'am, I'd like to start services, and how does this work? And they said, well, you got to do a credit check, and if there's a deposit that's required, you'll have to pay it before services is on. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. What is the time frame of getting this deposit back? Well, you have to have 1 year of service with no disconnects. I said, thank you very much. And I said, but if that's the case, how long does it take deposit to get back? They said a minimum of 60 days. So I hung it up, and this other rep heard it, and she was mad, and she started getting really irate. And I said, now, so you're telling me that I supposedly called in, and you know it was me for a fact, because of what? Because I claimed to be me? No. Which was not true, because I did have services after June 2014 continuously for the next 3.5, 4 years. And I said, you heard one of your own reps that you have to have when you cancel your service, if the deposit is to be sent back to you, they take your final bill out of it, and it takes up to 60 days. But she told me, no, you can get it right back then and there. So it's amazing people's bullshit and excuses they say to keep your fucking money. We're talking about people who sit there on a computer, like you're doing watching this video, sit on a computer, they lie their ass off to save a company money, but then when they get fired, they're out there bitching about this company. If it's, if they get fired for whatever reason, or they quit because, whatever reason, then next thing you know, they're talking shit about the same company. So anyway, Southwest Gas, you owe me a deposit, and you have not sent me a copy of the check that you all claim was sent out. So this is what I recommend all you people watching this. If you have this problem, go on your computer and go, there's state regulations for each state that supposedly looks over that these gas companies, electric companies, and all that have to report to. What is it? It's called, I think, you got Nevada Public Utilities, you got Arizona Public Utilities. So look at your local state public utilities control board, or whatever you want to call it. And you know what? If you can email them, do that. When you email them, make sure that you take a screen copy of this and save it for yourself. That way you'll know when you sent it, the time and date, and so forth. And that way you can correspond with somebody, and hopefully somebody in the government that you pay your taxes to, for their jobs to be, for them to have their jobs. Of course, they're making a lot more than that. They don't tell you how, but they are. But anyway, hopefully that they will get off their ass and do their fucking job and get a hold of this and say, hey, wait. You can't see back 2 years, but you know that this person, or the deposit was paid, but then you claimed, that you can see that this person disconnected service, but you can't see past 2 years on your computer? That don't make sense. If you can see past 2014, then you can see past that, and the deposit went somewhere in the line. Y'all take care out there, do your homework, and don't get scammed, because I will tell you, money's tight, and they want to keep your shit when you need it the most. Take care. Have a blessed day.